Hello and welcome to the first edition of InTheLoop News. I'm Frankie Oliu, and in this show I will inform you of breaking news of varying subjects to ensure that you are caught up throughout the week. Let's get started. First up, we have the issue between Apple's CEO Tim Cook and the FBI. As most know, on December 2nd of last year, a married couple of Pakistani blood opened fire upon a holiday party and training event at a San Bernardino County Department of Public Health building, killing 14 people and injuring countless others. The couple, Tashfeen Malik and Syed Farouk, were chased and killed in gunfire. While it has already been confirmed that the shooting was a terrorist attack, the most recent problem that has come up is with Farouk's cell phone. The FBI has ruled a court order for Apple to help unlock her phone so that the agency can look through it for any links or evidence. Now, Tim Cook has come out and said that he opposes the order, as it would undermine the very freedoms and liberty our government is meant to protect. Basically, what Cook argues is that if Apple were to find or create a way to hack into Farouk's iPhone, then hackers would have a way into millions of devices across the globe. So there are two sides to this story. There are some who are afraid that if Apple were to help the FBI, they would be violating personal amendments and would, in a way, help future hackers discover ways into an iPhone. And then there are the people that believe that because those people were terrorists and to prevent future attacks, Apple should be forced by the government to help hack into the phone. Then, in sports, Manny Pacquiao made headlines when he talked about the homosexual community and compared them to animals. The fighter said, "Have you seen any animal having male-to-male or female-to-female relations?" And continued with, "If you have male-to-male or female-to-female relationships, then people are worse than animals." He has come out publicly and apologized, but said he still stands by his beliefs. I'm sorry, but no, you cannot dance around this one like you did with Mayweather. You literally compared human beings to beasts because of something that does not affect your life whatsoever. And may I add that you are paid to fight and beat other human beings, so if anyone is an animal, it's you. Finally, to bring attention to it, Nike is pulling their sponsoring of Pacquiao. So, nice move, Manny. Everyone is entitled to their own belief, but you see, there are some things you think, but you really do not need to say. Now, moving into politics, I bring up the touchy subject of Donald Trump. No surprise here that he is once again in the news for using his words against someone else instead of for, his political campaign. In light of Judge Antonin Scalia's death, Ted Cruz released a commercial emphasizing the empty seat left by the late judge and the problems that could follow suit. It then goes on to show clips from a 1999 Trump interview in which the candidate says that he is pro-choice. Now, he's not. Cruz continues to go on showing how Trump has donated to several Democratic politicians, including Hillary Clinton and Charles Rangel. He has fired back, as usual, threatening Cruz to sue him for being a natural-born Canadian and running for president. See, the problem here is that Cruz is using someone else's tactic to gain advantage, and that person is Trump. He has been the first person to call someone out and mock them in front of an audience. This includes earlier this month making fun of fellow candidate Marco Rubio for his excessive sweating. And yet, still what just boggles my mind is that his supporters still back him no matter what he says. Going back to 1998, Trump was being interviewed by People magazine and the topic of a presidential run was brought up. He openly admitted that he would run for the Republican Party because, and I quote, "they're the dumbest group of voters in the country." So, we will see how the feud between the two progresses, if it's more words or actual legal action is taken. We'll see. Finally, we'll finish with some pop culture and with a man who is probably crazier than Trump himself. The man, the myth, the legend, Yeezus. Yes, Kanye West, who has been owning the media headlines as of late. There was the several title name changes, now settling on the life of Pablo. Why? I don't really know. There was also his Twitter tirade in which he publicly confessed to be $53 million in debt. So maybe the use rags as closing wasn't also great, Kanye. But now he's back, as audio surfaced of him letting loose backstage on Saturday Night Live. Now, I can understand that he was mad that supposedly some of the crew messed with his set, but from the audio, one can hear someone who seems to be West talk about how he is more influential than other figures. This is just where it all goes downhill. He mentions Stanley Kubrick, a famous director, the legendary painter Picasso, and my personal favorite of all, the Apostle Paul. Yes, the man who Jesus decided to appear in front of to spread his word. That man who dedicated his life through persecution and hate to telling the story of Jesus. And you, Kanye, can't even release your album on Apple. No, you had to do it on some $20 a month streaming service. But, you know, he did give us a few catchy songs, so Gold Digger, Paul the Apostle. I don't know, tough decision, I guess. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and comment what you thought of the show. I'm Frankie Oliu, and this is In the Loop News.